we go hard. Israel, we go hard. You can do your own thing, but you can't go hard. It's us. Israel, we go hard. Israel.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to episode 16 of Solution Speak, recorded live in Truth Fire Studios based in Nairobi, Kenya. Hosted by your excellent hosts, Akia Tiliel and Akotna Shamia, repping Nairobi, Kenya, the Kenyan jurisdiction, all the way from Jerusalem, Israel, Psych, D-Town, Southside, Demona.
No, Southside.
If you like to hear our lovely voices, you can tune in every week, every Tuesday we release an episode. You can tune in on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Yo Podcast, My Podcast, YouTube, Spotify. Whatever you want to listen to us on, we there. If you like us, drop a subscribe, drop a review, drop a comment. Let us know how you feeling. Now, tell me that wasn't the best intro ever.
That was lit.
That was fire.
That was
fire. It was real.
Dramatic.
Yeah, it was real.
Dramatic.
Bro, I've been practicing my radio voice. Somebody told me I should get on radio, right? Mm-hmm. I'm thinking about it. I'm trying to figure out when I'm going to put this on my schedule. But I'm thinking about it. Mm-hmm. So I've been doing like car names like BMW, Aston Martin, Range Rover.
That was so corny.
Bro. Check it. BMW.
Ew.
Truth Fire Studios.
That was...
Bro, you a hater. All I'm saying is, when you catch me on the radio, you're going to be like, Walai, I know my brother had that kind of sauce in him.
I'm not.
That Riz, W Riz.
I'm like, who is that?
It's me. It's me.
Who is that wannabe?
Anyway, Brady. So I feel like today we should talk about some of the things that were, like, they were like unspoken rules. Mm-hmm. And even some that were spoken rules that just... It really don't make sense, and like even though people hold it up now, I think it should be changed. Mm-hmm. Let me give you an example, right? Buying potato chips at the store, right? Listen, when we was little, it was so stupid to hide potato chips.
So you used to put it under our clothes.
Potato chips, Birdie, not eggs, bacon, grits, and sausage.
Sausage?
Not pizza, like out of eggs and milk. Not, what else? It wasn't a ham sandwich, buddy. Mm. Potato chips, my guy.
Crisps.
Brady! Crisps!
Those was crazy days.
Throwing them in your window, running around the house, getting them. I remember specifically throwing them in your room, hitting you in the head. You're like, what's this? Wait!
Oh, for real?
Hold them for me. I'm coming.
Those days was crazy.
I got a black bag that you can't see through. Bro.
And then people used to be so nosy. What you got over there? That's business.
Bro, why you care? Bro.
Right.
I think something else like that is like even when they declare like the law that you can't have locks and go to Kippur. Bro, that's crazy.
Right.
Like,
that
come on.
So out of pocket.
Like, first thing, locks is an African thing. It's an African style.
It's an island boy.
No.
It's an island boy thing.
Locks are an African thing. It's an African hairstyle.
I would say more like to put it in a more like understanding with Afrocentric.
It's an Afrocentric hairstyle. Facts. So like not allowing people to wear locks is not even allowing people but putting a stigma on like, oh, you wear locks. You this, you that. It's crazy.
Or
like telling me you gotta take your hair down every week. Bro, first thing.
Man, when we was little, they used to tell us that our hair have to be down before sundown.
I only understood that when I started growing my hair and was like, oh, that's crazy.
No, why would you
Unless you come to take my hair down and put it back up, don't talk to me.
You know why
it's also bad for you also.
You know why it was so stupid though? First of all, women had to be in the kitchen every day of the week, right? And so that shishi, you supposed to have
cleaning your house.
You supposed to clean your house, have the kitchen. No, you clean your house, have food on the table before sundown. Clean the kitchen before sundown. Have all your kids and God knows who else. Bathed, dressed,
especially if you have Shabbat Seder also. So clothes ironed.
Hair down. You were supposed to do all of that.
And you still want me to take my hair down?
And still take your hair down. Like, that didn't make no sense.
Because here's the thing. You don't take your hair down and just leave it. Take it down, wash it. Right. Because you don't just take your hair down and it needs to be some nasty person.
Your hair going to be detangled.
But also, according to research, 2 weeks is the minimum you should take it down.
Right.
1 week don't do nothing for your hair in terms of growth.
It's not healthy for your hair anyways. Like your hair first of all gonna start falling out. It's your scalp is gonna get irritated.
Yeah.
Like you're just gonna have problems. And I think, to be honest, I think that rule was made by like some older men that like obviously didn't have
to
hair.
do it. Or didn't have to do it.
They ain't had no hair.
Listen, even if you had hair, it's one thing to have hair and take your own hair down.
Right.
And to have hair and have somebody else taking your hair down.
Right.
Because my experience of taking my hair down, it ain't fun.
That's the thing. I feel like when you making laws or rules or whatever, I feel like you should have a woman over there right next to you, so that she could be like, okay, this is reasonable
from a different person's perspective.
Yeah.
A different making rules are really weird because they seem to be unidimensional. Mm-hmm. And like, even with women and men have the same problem. Mm-hmm. It's like if you make rules, you'll make it unidimensional for women. Mm-hmm. It's because you're a woman. Mm-hmm. And if I make rules, chances are, even if I think what a woman think, how a woman, I'm not a woman, so I don't know the intricacies.
Right.
That's why I say, like, even getting your hair cut. Mm-hmm. I think getting your hair cut by a woman is quite interesting. From my experience already, it's not fun. I don't like it. But like, cause there's this understanding that guys know. Mm-hmm. Hey, Brady, let me tell you my story, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm getting my hair cut, right? I go to the barber shop, my barber not there, but I look rough. So I need this cut ASAP, no Rocky. So I'm like, bro, let me get a cut. They're like, you got this female, like we got a barber here, the woman. I was like, oh wow, is there anybody else? She was like, nah, my guy. And she looked like me. I was like, bro, don't look at me like that. I'm just asking. Mm-hmm. So now I let the chick cut my hair, right? First thing, Brady, I had fat hairs growing on my chin, right? For everybody listening, if you know who I am, you know I'm not Mr. Bearded Up, right? That little baby face thing going. But Brady, 2 weeks before that, starting at in that 2 week span until that moment, people were like, bro, yo, mustache is coming. Bro, is that a little beard Brady, I was getting gassed.
Not gassed.
Brady, gassed up.
I was getting petrol.
Every other day, Brady. Bro, every other day someone was like, bro, is that a mustache I see? I'm proud of you. You growing up. Brady, why get my hair cut? And she cuts the stash, bro. Brady, hear me. Not only that, she cut the stash. I'm petrified. I'm thinking, less than 2 seconds later, she go down under my chin and just, I was like, wow.
She just murdered you.
Bro, she don't Brady, my point is, she don't understand the significance of those 3 little hairs.
Not 3 little hairs.
Those 3 little hairs was changing my life for the better, Brady. That little extra thick stash was coming through. Looking like Michael B on a good day. Bro, I was him, Brady.
Not him.
Now I'm just got to the L. But like women, like I said, from that perspective, she didn't understand the significance of what was going on. Mm-hmm. Like same thing with guys. It's like if I buy you something, it's like for women, I'm like, bro, what? Like you don't get it. Like there's no there's a disconnect there. Mm-hmm. And I feel like even with the rules that people make, it's like a disconnect. It's like that don't make sense. Mm-hmm. Taking your hair down every week don't make sense. Mm-hmm. Having more than 7 braids. Somebody told Brady. Somebody counted the braids in my hair and went, why you got more than 7? I said, how you Brady? But he was like 12. So I'm like, you not only went past 7, you counted up to 12. That's like almost double, fam. You ain't got nothing to do with your life. That's first thing.
No, for real.
But then I'm like, that can't be a real rule. So then I went to look it up. It was. I was like, no.
They got the most like interesting stuff.
They can't be smaller than like your pinky. Bro, I'm like, who? No guys, no women can really do. I don't believe a woman sat down and was like, this makes so much sense. Yeah. But even if they did,
you was old.
It don't make exactly. It don't make sense now. And I feel like updating those rules is a sign. And like even if no one's following them, updating the rules is a sign to show like people that we are being not progressive. I don't like that word because I feel like that word is ruined.
We're upgrading.
We're updating the standard of what is. Mm-hmm. What do they call it? The dress code book. Yeah. Yeah. You got the dress code book?
Yeah, babe.
Why lie?
I'm a saint.
Man, you a sinner.
Saint of the Most High.
No, but I think stuff like in terms of food don't make sense. I get some stuff like we stopped eating margarine because like I think it was bad for you in some way.
It is.
I don't know. I know we stopped eating that. That's good. But like telling me that I can't have potato chips and I gotta have ketchup, Brady?
Ketchup.
I have to hide the ketchup? Bro.
Oh, what's another one? The line in your hair.
Oh, line in your... Okay, I get line in your hair.
I don't.
But then... That's gonna have to be a sin I'm gonna have to commit. I'm sorry. Like, line in my hair has to be a sin I'm gonna commit. Because I just... Bro, first thing, a line just... It elevates whatever you're doing. Like, you can have a crackhead hairstyle with a sick line, Brady, you got it. Mm-hmm. What are you looking at?
Like, okay, I'm looking at some of the girl hairstyles guidelines.
Oh, yeah, they had y'all in a pickle, my guy.
Hair may be cropped to encourage new growth. Why do you say cropped and not just...
Cut.
Like
crop like my corn? Crop?
Like, that sounds so weird. Like, you cropping out a picture.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Yeah, it may be cropped out.
I don't really get the like what's wrong with lining your hair. Make it look some more like defined and clean.
Yeah, exactly. It's so much more. But I think it says that in the Bible though. I still ain't never read that.
I don't think they said that in the Bible.
I don't know what they said. I think they say don't line the edges of your hair. But then here's my question: how smooth was Moses in them though? Like, cause if he was in Egypt, but he didn't follow these rules, my boy had the line. He had the cut.
Dude, I think all of them, they was like drop dead, that guy and that girl.
I
seriously.
I don't know why, when I think of like Moses, Yeshua, I'm like, Yeshua, he was, Brady. I think, who else? Joseph?
Joseph was that guy.
Definitely that guy.
Joseph was that guy.
Had that dog in him.
He had that dog.
Brady, Zapnap. Bro, Zapnap had W Riz. Risen up, the wife? Oh, Zapnap had that dog.
The wife and...
Bro, he had the little robe boy. The robe from like the waist on down. Mm-hmm. With the six packs. My boy was ripped. My boy was hitting the gym.
Dude, he was in that field. He definitely was ripped.
His brothers though. If he was that and he ain't never worked before, imagine his brothers.
Dude, his brothers was
like an old
guy.
First thing, my boy, what's his name? Judah. Woo, my boy.
Judah.
He said he was so strong. I was like, he must have had that dog in him.
He must have been related to him.
He must have been related. Brady, I must be a descendant.
No cap.
Because the way I'm looking swole these days, bro. Brady, I was walking past the mirror, stopped, came back, winked at myself, and had to keep going.
No, winked at
Brady, I did, you know the wink with your mouth open? Yeah.
I walked past the mirror and said, who's that girl?
Oh, wow. Brady, you make this song, your theme song is crazy.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Making another song, your song and your theme song is different.
Dude.
She who's that girl? It's me. I'm what? My God. No, but what I'm saying, Brady, is like, the way these guys was moving in his Bible time, bro, Brady, because they was eating so good too.
Right.
Like, first thing, they had the perfect system. They get up at dawn. Mm-hmm. They work.
Right.
Eat lunch, carbs. I mean, they eating just like protein. They had like a perfect meal. Mm-hmm. Get back to work. Go to sleep. Wake up. Brady, they wasn't stressed.
Right.
All they had to worry about was like Zapnap. But my boy was good.
Zapnap was out of pocket.
I feel like Zapnap.
You know what I wonder though? You know how like all of Joseph's brothers were older than him? Mm-hmm. They didn't get married at that time? Like, cause years.
No, they did though. They did in that time.
No, they got married. Like in the movies and stuff, they show that they got married later on in life when he got older and became like.
Yeah, but I think that movie takes place like in his mid-20s. Like the way things was moving, I think it was like his mid-20s. I think like let's say if he got sold as a slave at like let's say 20, between 20 and like let's say 30. But also, Brady, our years are relatively different. Also,
right. I would think that like the time where like he was at his father's house and his brothers and then was still working, I would think he was like 18, 17 maybe.
Nah, facts. But I think slavery, when he was going to slavery, I think he was like 19, 20 maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
And then like I think he did the whole
like the
whole scandal thing. Mm-hmm. Like that 5 year, I think he was like 25 when he got into prison.
Yeah, maybe. And then like when he got 30.
That, yeah, he was like 30-ish. Yeah, mm-hmm. Yeah.
That would make sense.
Because it would make sense for him to be a nice young teen.
Yeah.
In a way, he pushing 40 and zopping out.
Well, yeah, so remember, different times, Benny. There was living longer shows.
Because he could have been that guy at like 50, and we just don't know.
The 50 we see,
bro. The 50 we see is a different 50,
right?
But no cap though. It's some nice looking 50-year-olds out there, man.
Yeah, we talking about like majority.
No, but okay. But what I'm saying is like my boy zopping up.
That guy,
top tier.
Top tier.
I'm telling you, if I had to guess, if I had to like make somebody, okay, if you can put somebody in his position that would like fill out the role, who would you say is that good looking?
Good looking wise.
Like good looking, witty, smart. Think zopping up, Birdie. Think zopping up. And then like think of a person that would be like, wow, you could really be zopping up. Birdie, who?
I don't even know.
Nah, you know somebody. Say somebody, bro.
I don't know, for real. Who do you think?
Bro, me, I think Neats. I think he'd be a top tier zombie.
I think.
Because he's charming. He's smart.
The only thing about Nataki, I don't think that will like really.
But he also arrogant like Zopping. You see? You ready? You see where it's Zopping?
I don't think you'll be that forgiving.
Nah, facts. Nataki hold a grudge. Ready? That's just cartoon.
He would have been like.
All the years, Nataki would have just killed his brothers. Like, all right, that's dead. Y'all sold me.
He's like, y'all gonna start?
Ema?
My mama did. I ain't get
that. Bro, I swear, I was saying in the movie, I do not have the forgiveness in me.
Like you,
I have the looks, but the forgiveness, bro.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I didn't think about it.
No, but everything else, I think he good for it. But maybe he needs to go to prison first, because we haven't seen it in prison. We need to break him first, and then we'll see. Maybe. Everything else.
Maybe
he a top tier Zopnop. He's smart.
Top tier Zopnop.
Hard worker. Arrogant. Good looking.
Yeah, arrogant.
He a Zopnop. Matter of fact, it's like your new name, Zopnop.
Zopnop from AliExpress.
Zopnop from Wish.
Zopnop from Alibaba.
Oh, wow.
That's so scary.
Damn Zopnop.
No, but I don't know who's that. Like, if I was to compare, to put the puzzle.
Nah.
If I was to put the puzzle piece to the puzzle, I can't think of nobody who would forgive somebody like that.
Shamir would forgive somebody.
I was thinking Shamir, but then Shamir crazy too.
Yeah, facts.
See, because like
I don't think if I saw him into slavery, I don't think
Shamir would love you, like maybe a little part, like a little dot. But like
a little dot.
I don't think like because that's something that would break you,
bro. No cap.
Like
I thought I was going through it already. Until you watch my boys hopping up, you realize, bro, my life is so easy.
No, for real.
Cause like you think you going through it, but your family did not sell you into slavery.
Right.
Like that's crazy.
That is like
Zopnop was wow, man. I'm ready. Here's my thing. I think they took that story. I think they watered it down. I think
real.
It was a minute.
It was probably so. No, for real though,
bro. Cause like
I think so too. And plus, in the movie, they show how like the brothers came back faster.
Yeah,
they was first of all where he came from took some time.
Facts.
Okay,
Facts.
he wasn't right
it was
there.
nighttime when they already went there, and he left in the morning, bro.
And I think that you know how they were in Egypt, right?
Facts.
And they was some down. I think they was some down in the south in Israel.
Yeah, it's Kemet, bro.
Yeah, so I don't think that was close.
No,
that was probably like a month's travel,
bro,
like months.
No
travel.
cap. They let my boy go. Like, and for like 11, 12 pieces of silver, I'd be like,
nothing.
I know I'm worth more than that. See that? I think that's the part that I'd be stuck on.
Like, don't care.
If you sold me, Brady. If I got sold into slavery,
you should be a billionaire.
Years later,
I shouldn't see you.
No, Brady. Years later, I run into you, and I ask you, like, we catching up, like we sitting down like this, we catching up. I'm like, so man, like, how much did you sell me for? If anything under a couple billion don't come out of your mouth, I'm slapping you.
No cap.
Bro, you telling me you sold me to slavery and you still broke? All these years later, you coming for me for bread?
Right.
Bread? Brady, nah, you crazy. You sold me into slavery.
Right.
For some shekels. Mm-hmm. You paid for your way to get home.
Right, that's shekels, y'all.
You paid 500 shillings
it's like
for me.
Shekels.
Brady, you was paid 500 shillings for me. That's your way to get home and come back.
Right.
That's scandalous.
So we saying basically out with the old, on with the new.
Facts.
But I don't feel like you should okay, the way I said that, it sounds kind of rough because like from like a certain aspect, sometimes you need the old to push the new because like as the rules that have been set on like in the past with our community, they've been put on a fallen people.
Facts.
Because back then
people was crazy. Facts.
And like the people that came like from America into Israel in that time, there were all types of people: criminals, gangsters, rapists, maybe molesters. Okay. Anyway, y'all get the memo.
I don't know. I can't speak on nobody's behalf. I don't know nobody like that.
But I'm just saying it was all types of crazy people.
Facts.
So I kind of get it, but the part that we do not get is why is it still being I wouldn't say forced because it's really not.
It's not.
Like those things were
but it's shunned upon in
pushed upon us, like even growing up when we were younger.
Yeah.
And the only reason why a lot of people aren't doing it today is because people went against it.
Yeah.
And we're not saying that the root doesn't still exist. People just ignore it.
But I think it's worse to like shun people for it also, because like I was 17, people telling me like, oh, I'm trying to grow my hair, and people like, oh, you got like more than 7 braids. I'm like, bro, fat. And I'm like, I'm looking, and I'm like, bro, if I had 8 braids, what difference does that make?
Right. Why?
And I think the lack of explanations, that's what get me. A lot of times, that's what really get me. A lot. That's like a pet peeve of mine. Tell me something to do, I'm gonna ask why. Tell me something not to do, I'm still gonna ask why. And if your why don't make sense,
right, then why should I listen?
Why am I doing it?
It's funny because that's a really big thing that even I realized too with girls and stuff, like because in the kingdom you have a certain set of rules that you follow as a woman, and like and a lot of times like when I was younger, then like people would say you have to do this and this, and as a girl, like especially when you talk about inactivity, meaning your period, when you like, so they tell you that you can't take a shower, you have to take a bath instead of taking a shower when you're on your period. But I ain't never know why until like a few years ago. Turns out because you're because it's like your body is more open, your pores are open, and it's easy for you to get sick. Who would have known that? And
why isn't that lesson being taught with it? It should be combined.
Right, it should be combined.
Not have to go out into the world, figure it out, and then go, oh. Because if you're gonna tell me this is the lifestyle, the thing about young people, the thing about young people is we're curious people. That's the beauty and the benefit of being young. You're curious. You don't know much, and if I keep asking you questions and you keep not giving me answers, at a point, I'm going to have to stop listening to you.
And I'm going to just go out and explore. And maybe, like, and the sad part about it is so much could be ignored and, like, not ignored, but it could be, this word keep on flying past my brain.
Fix, rectify.
No, it couldn't have happened. Like, it could be.
Oh, prevented.
It could have been prevented if you would have just.
A simple explanation.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's all people really want.
Yeah.
Like, I think in the essence of a lot, that's all people really want is, I want an explanation.
Right.
If you tell me, right, and I kind of fall victim to this a lot because I'm talking to people, right, different women that I talk to, that sound wrong.
Different people, just
in different times, I'm talking to different people, right, and they ask me why I shouldn't do this. Before, I just be like, why gotta I explain it to you? But then I realize I hate when people tell me that. And so like whenever someone asks me something, I sit down and give them an explanation. Like, if I'm talking to a girl and she goes, I say, "Gee, you want to go out?" She want to go out. I'm like, "Nah, let's not go out." If she asks me why, I can't say because I said so. Because I hate that explanation. And so if I don't have an explanation, I just don't say anything. I say, I'm going to just stay home. I don't feel like going out. And like I feel like that's an explanation also. I'm tired. I've had a long week. I don't feel like going out.
And that's okay.
And that's okay. But saying because I said so, or like flipping a question, or like dodging a question, it don't do no help. Cause then I'm be like, You can just use that whenever you want. Cause I said so. That's something Ima uses also. She's like, you do this. And I say, why? I don't say why to be disrespectful.
Yeah, and a lot of...
I say why because I feel like at a point, at my age, I'm 20 years old, my guy. Telling me not to do something, first thing, you 20, my guy. According to you, Ima, I'm a grown man, the whole shebang. But when you want to veto my whole grown thing, you have to give an explanation. It don't work like that no more.
Right, because you're not a kid no more.
I'm not a kid no more. And I can understand whatever you're saying. But saying because I said so, saying, oh, you shouldn't do this or you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't have more than 7 braids. You shouldn't eat potato chips. You shouldn't have ketchup. My question would be, why?
Right.
And if you give me a crap answer, guess what? I'm going to still do it. I'm going to just have to hide it now, which is unfortunate because I don't feel like hiding it. And it's unfortunate because it now discredits everything else you say. Because like now, whenever you say something, I'm just asked why. And if you can't give me an explanation enough to make me want to not have to ask why, then I'm just gonna listen to you. Because the beauty of giving people an explanation is also at that point I don't need an explanation no more because I know you have my best interest in mind. It's like a two-way, it's like a twofold kind of situation. Whereas if I tell you something, Ashamia, and you ask me why, I give you a reason why. It's sufficient enough. It makes sense to you. The next time I tell you to do something or ask you to do something, you're gonna say cool. That's all. You're just gonna say cool. But if I don't give you an explanation, I don't give you a reason why, you'll never trust me enough to just do what I ask. You'll always second guess. You'll always be like, is this for my benefit or his benefit? And that's tough when the people that you expect to be leading you, to be putting you in the right direction, or even be there to give you the explanation that you need, don't give you that. Then it's like, bro, what am I doing here? I feel like I'm wasting my time in a way. Or I'm being taken advantage of, or someone's being dishonest with me. And I think any of those feelings are bad in a communal aspect. Because it's tough on an individual level. On a communal level, it's detrimental. Because now you have generations now that just don't do nothing.
Right.
Because at a point, I stopped asking why. And I just went on my own and went on my own journey.
I saw that a lot of times, like, when parents explain to their children why do they do certain things, or just, like, talk to them, because a lot of parents nowadays, they ignore their kids.
Oh, fair.
Because a lot of kids are very talkative kids because they're just curious at the end of the day. It's like me as a teacher, I try to answer every question one of my students asks me, because I know that, like, it's not like they're asking out of disrespect or anything like that. They're just, like, very curious, and they're like, so what is this? Why do I need to do this? Why this? Why that? Like, okay, look, we have milk at the end of the day. We have a milk program in our school, right? And so one of the kids, like, one day will be like, no, I don't want no milk today. I said, okay, well, do you know why we drink milk and why milk is good for you? No. Right? They say no. I said, you know that milk helps build your bones and make you grow, right? Okay, so the next day, right? So I'm like, who wants milk? Because I like to, I like to hype them up a bit, right?
So dumb.
I have like 3 kids. Me, I want some milk. He said, I want chocolate. I said, okay, I got you, right? And then one of the other kids said, I don't want milk. I said, okay. Right? I get the other kids milk. I asked one of my students, I said, why do we drink milk? She said, so we can be strong.
Oh, that's where that came from.
She said, so we could be strong. She said, look at my pinky. I could lift up a chair with my pinky because I drink my milk. I said, okay, girl.
That's where that came from. Bro, you gonna be in the house strong. I'll be like, bro, what are y'all talking about? So that's where that came from?
And at the beginning of, like, when we first started school, then we had, like, we had different lunches that the kids aren't used to. They had the greens. At first, all the kids weren't eating all the greens in their salad, right? It was like, it's going to make you strong and grow. One of my students was like, I want to be strong.
Bro.
It was like, our parents, you just explain to them, and I promise they would get it.
Right? I definitely get that.
I promise.
When I take these kids to school in the morning, right?
Yeah.
It's the funniest thing. Like, I'm not around that many kids a lot. Like, the most kids I've been around for a long time was like, yo, kind of them. But, like, when I was taking them to school, ready, I'd come with like the milk carton, right? And they'd be like, "Why are you drinking milk?" I'd be like, first thing, it's not milk, it's just a milk carton, so I don't have to like reuse the bottle. I was like, "Yeah, I'm reusing the bottle." They are like recycling. I was like, exactly like recycling, right? And then there was like, so what's in your? So ready, the four of them just curious. So what's in your carton? I was like. So I came up with this concept called super shake, right? So I'm on some super shake. They all, what's in your super shake? I'm on molasses, really. They all, what? Mom, I have super shake. Ready? I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to be strong like your Abba. It was like, what? It was like, how super is your super shake, right? Abdiazer, I don't think he has a lisp, but he has something where he's like, a super shake. I'll be on a already. I can't take him serious, bro. And like, he had me like pick up the chair, right? Or like, they had like these snack bags, bro. The lightest stuff ever. I pick it up with like four fingers. They'd be like, do three. Ready? Do three. Ready? I pick it up with three. They are, do two. Ready? I pick it up with two. They are one finger. Ready? I swear these kids is crazy. Wait, one finger. I pick it up, ready? One finger, right? And they're like, no finger. So then I just put it on my wrist and just pick it up. They be like, we want super shake. So then every morning they come up to me and like, this is the thing about explaining. So I explain to them like, the super shake make me faster, make me stronger, makes me bigger. Bro, they ran up to me like, we have super shakes. Yeah, I feel so much faster. These kids are so smart. They from full innocence. I feel so much stronger. I feel so much faster. We had super shakes in the morning. I said, yo. They be like, I get to the yo. We had super shakes. I'm ready. I feel like these kids really believe that they really faster and stronger. Now this did not look the same every day. No, but the toughest time when they walked up to me, they was like, I said, yo, you don't look like you drink no super shake. I said, dang, I didn't. How you know? How you know?
That's so funny.
These kids be knowing stuff. But I get the idea of explaining it to kids because then they understand, then they value it way more. And I think that's people in general.
Yeah, like what Ima always say, when you dealing with kids, you just have to have patience.
Bro, you really do, because when they ask why for everything, it's annoying. Why?
Is.
Why?
It is.
At a point, I realized I don't even know the answers no more. I told them, I don't even know why. I just do it because it's right. They be like, wow.
And a lot of times, like, I think when people don't explain to their kids a lot of stuff, it's like they actually being kind of lazy.
Yep.
Like with their brains, like no cap, because like when you explain it to little kids things, then you have to break it down into simple terms.
You have to break it down. You have to
like
dumb
to
it down
make them understand. I won't say dumb it down, but they just don't know like what you want from them.
Because like if you try to explain a complex thing to a not so smart person, it's dumbing it down. You can break it up into small bits. Which basically means dumbing it down.
I mean, whatever, if you want to make it that way. But I don't like calling kids stuff.
No, kids aren't dumb. Kids just
do dumb stuff. I would understand
but
that.
But I heard this concept that J. Cole said. He was like, innocent. I mean, he said ignorance is just innocence that was introduced to currency and clips. But it's basically like, people are innocent or people are ignorant and... You know, they take the innocence and they ruin it. And I feel like the thing about kids and their innocence is so cool because you can either, like, make it way better or you can ruin it. That's like, I give those kids the same energy in the morning. You know? I'm never like, oh, hey, y'all, get in the car. Every time I get out the car, I'm like, let's go. They run to me, throw it in the air. But I have to do this 4 times, dude. Throw it in the air, catch them, put them down. Throw it in the air, catch them, bring them down. 4 times. I give them the same energy. Because I feel like if I ever not give them that energy, then I'm ruining that energy that they have, that innocence that they have. Because then they realize that as a kid, the benefit of being a kid is you get to believe that it's sunshine and rainbows.
Right, everything
You get to believe that. And like that's something that you shouldn't... I'm never going to take that away from kids. I promise you, I'm never going to do it. It breaks my heart to see people who do that. You know, who like, they see happiness like that and they want to ruin it. They want to tell them bad stuff like, oh, Santa's not real. No, I don't believe in Santa, but I'm not going to go up and tell kids Santa's not real. It's mean.
That's so mean. Okay.
And like, the thing about it is, I want the kids that be around me to go, anytime I'm around y'all to the yo, it's lit. It's fun. It's hype. He make me believe, even if it's not all sunshine and rainbows, that in that moment that it is. And you know, I think those moments, because you never know what people's going through, it can make their day.
Right.
And like, that's what I love about kids. Is like they take the smallest things in life and they make it just magical.
And even with people, like, they literally make your day. Like, for me as a teacher, I'm around kids all the time. And so even if I'm, like, going through stuff, then it's like that part is just gone. It, like, perishes for a moment.
Facts.
Like, for whatever time I'm around kids, I just feel like all my problems just go away. And it's funny because, like, when I be telling people that, they be like, I be telling people, y'all go be around y'all siblings, go be around your kids, right? I don't think it does the same for everybody.
Oh.
And I think because the way my brain operates, it's like they brain is like not like mine, so it's funny.
No, facts. But I think in terms of like back to our topic, I think if some things don't work, I think we should make them work.
Upgrade it.
And like here's a good example. You say you don't want people going to the stores and buying potato chips. Okay.
Make potato chips
inside of the people.
Right.
And like,
yearly, all year
and that's
round.
The thing, though, also, like, let's say like Nikes and Jordans and Vans and this and that. If you don't want people wearing Nikes, create a shoe brand.
Right.
Bro, I don't know. I think that's where like the laziness comes in. And that's where I think the innovation of the youth should be utilized.
Right.
Because you can't tell me, and I mean, here's the thing. I haven't been in Israel in almost 2 years now. But you can't tell me if you went to Akva, you took out the sewing program, you said we're going to introduce a shoe manufacturing program where you get to design shoes, make shoes, sell shoes. You know the shoe process from beginning to end. You telling me that people are not going to buy those.
Right.
Nice shoes. It's shoes that I would want to wear. Like, you couldn't tell me, oh, that's CDL. People out here, they could design Vans, the shoes I'm wearing right now, and people going like, no, I don't want to do that. I want to do nothing. I don't want to do nothing. Nah.
Right.
Give you an opportunity, people would do some of the greatest things ever.
Right, okay.
Even if you look at that sewing program, bro, people decide to start sewing and be able to sew stuff, even if they don't take a career out of it, at least they know how to do it.
Right.
But if you want people to do the things you want them to do, give the opportunity to express who they are through that.
Right.
If you want people to, wear nice backpacks, let them design their own backpacks. Let people come to school and design their own backpacks. If you want people to design their own uniform, if you want a certain kind of uniform to be made, allow people to put their own style on it. Let the uniform top be something that people could do their stuff with it. Within a set of guidelines and rules, of course. You ain't coming with a crop top uniform, but you can put your own African design on it. Let everybody put their own spin on it to make it uniquely theirs.
Right.
And then let people rock that. And you see that people are way more willing to wear their uniforms to school. Way more willing to rock their culture.
Or even give them an option of being a part of the change, like as you said.
Facts.
And I believe that out of one person out of a whole classroom could change the whole
dynamic of everything.
Dynamic of the uniforms.
Because like you said, if you took somebody from your Aleph and your Beit, and they made the decisions for what happens between you Aleph and your Beit, you'd see the change. Yeah. Same thing with the council. If you took somebody from the youth, CFF, Men of Valor, Women of Valor, Crown Sisters, all that, Tareem, the whole shebang. You had a team composed of all those people.
You can make a really
a male and a female, basically. Bro, you can make. That's where you'd make the difference. But even if the Holy Council was me and you, my guy, we couldn't do it. Because we don't understand the level over us, the level under us. We just don't have that kind of understanding. We understand what we understand, and that's okay.
And that's why you need a group of everybody of every age group of every from different backgrounds and
exactly
like that.
Because it allows people to become the change they want to see and bring it back to people who are like-minded.
Right.
And I think if you say we don't want y'all doing this.
Give me an alternative.
You can't say that without a solution. You can't say that without an alternative.
Right.
Because then at that point, you realize you got a stack of no's and no yeses.
Right.
And at that point...
nobody's going to listen to you after that or respect you.
And that's what happened to me also. It's like, if you say the youth aren't doing this, the youth aren't doing that, I say, okay, I create a business that gives youth ability to not only serve the kingdom, make money, but also provide for their family. And you say, no, I'm like, what's the solution then? And then you say we don't have a solution. I go, so what's the point of anything? What's the point of doing any of this? If there's no benefit of doing it, there's no benefit of not doing it. It's just there. No one wants to do. I think that's the thing. No one wants to put in that extra work.
Right.
No one wants to give the go ahead. No one wants to, put themselves out there for change. People want to keep what is how it is, no change nothing because it's comfortable. But here's the thing: no growth comes from being comfortable.
Right. You can never grow if you're comfortable. No cap. That's a really good closing quote. You can never grow if you're comfortable in the place that you are in.
Facts.
Wow, that's powerful, y'all. Such simple words and a very powerful statement.
All right, Brady, close us out. Where can you find us, Brady?
All right, guys. So you can find us on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. What else is that? Google Podcasts.
Spotify, yeah.
I already said Spotify. All right, basically, look us up.
Whoa, my God.
Basically, guys, I know everybody have Google, hopefully.
Facts.
And
if you aren't, you can listen to us.
Just come to Kenya. Just come to Kenya, okay? Now, guys, just look us up on Google and you'll find us on different platforms. And y'all check us out, comment. And you guys can always just DM us on our IG page, Solutions Speak.
Different subjects you want to talk
different
about.
Subjects. We will even do a shout out.
Comment, shout out, whatever it is. Let us
if y'all doing something that's gonna make a change in your high vibration, we will happily do a shout out for you. We would happily do a shout out for you.
Best shout out of your life.
Right, and have everybody on this side of the world, supporting you.
All sides of the world, my God.
All right, y'all. So, just like that, let's
run the track. Let's run the track. Brady, what's the track?
Israel, we go hard. Israel, we go hard.
You can do your own thing, but you can't go hard. It's us. Israel, we go hard. Israel, we go hard. Israel, we go.